Hey guys, this is Diary of a Coach, episode 198. 198 of Diary of a Coach. Today's episode is titled First Position. First Position. My reminder just buzzed and told me next Wednesday is the girls' open day in school. And I'm excited, looking forward to next Wednesday when I would be visiting the schoolwork of my daughters. And it took me back memory lane. I remember back then in secondary school, my dad used to say he wanted three things from us. Anytime we were resuming school, Daddy would sit us down and tell us, I expect three things from you. He said, I'd like for you to have a good result. I'd like for you to have a good report. And I'd like for you to have a good conduct. Three things. Good results, good reports, good conduct. Good results, good report, and good conduct. Good result is your academic result. He expects that your result in class, especially the percentages per subject and the overall percentage, made sense. He expected, good report is that he expected that when he hears about what you're doing in school, he hears good reports about you. Good conduct is he wants to see evidence that what he hears is what you really are and who you really are. Those words have been etched in the minds of myself and my siblings forever. Good results, good reports, good conduct. Good results, good report, good conduct. So this morning when I saw the notice, the reminder for my daughter's visiting day, it occurred to me that what's my belief system around coming first in class or coming tops in class? Because I remember that in the university, my classmates used to tease some of those in our class who we saw as overdue. There were some people in our class that we felt were overdoing some things like, Oga, there's no first position here, or calm down. We felt some people were territorial. We felt some people were colonizing library books. We felt some people were just trying to be too desperate about getting the best grades in class. We're like, guy, who is chasing you? Calm down. We're here, all of us will pass. Let's cooperate and all of us should pass. But this morning I have a different philosophy. It just occurred to me. It's not necessarily about the first position. No. It's about the fact that for you to come tops in anything you're doing, you have paid a price to come tops. So it's not about coming tops. It's about the character that is built in the ambition to coming tops. It's like, yes, that is the point. So the point here is, even in your business and industry, it's not more about being the best in the industry. It's not even more about being referenced as the best in the industry. It's not more about being the most known or the most popular or whatever it is in the industry. It's not about that. It's about the fact that aspiring to be the top in your industry builds in you a character that you find that is enviable, that is attractive, that commands respect, that commands value, that commands exchange of values, that commands exchange of revenue and money. I think it's more about the character that is learned than coming first itself. And that is very important for us to communicate to ourselves. In your industry, I think that if you're interested in doing any kind of business, the basic thing you should aspire for is that in that industry, your name rings a bell. Your name should be synonymous with the entity of the industry. If you're not interested in business, you're interested in being an employee, then there is a career path in your industry. If even as an employee, your name should ring a bell in your career path. Like, you should be visible. You should be known as an authority in the career you have chosen. So we have found employees who sometimes people even confuse as though they are running a business because they have become so powerful, so popular, so synonymous with what their industry represents. It's a character that has been built by virtue of the ambition to be the best in the industry. And that is very important. So I think that being the best in anything you choose to do is honorable. I think being the best in anything you choose to do should be basic, should be beautiful. So I find some people who go on day after day of their life without any ambition. It is not about the loss of ambition. It is about the character that you become when you do things anyhow, when you are laid back, when you are less excellent, when you don't pay attention to details, when you're not careful about the loose ends that consist of the things you do, when you're not careful about the outcomes, you're not careful about the aesthetics, you're not concerned about the functionality, you're not concerned about the productivity in the work you're doing. So it's very important. It's very, very important that we pay attention to the character. Last night I went to bed late. I was doing the numbers for our summit, and of course it's salary week, and then we have mental health first aid level 3 this weekend. We're punching the numbers and doing some trade-offs and some calculation and recalculations. I woke up this morning. First thing I did was to contact all my speakers for the BSG summit. And a friend was like, wow, I love your work ethics. I hear that a lot. Since I was an employee, I've always heard that my work ethics is out of this world. I find it as a humbling feedback. But guess what? I think it's more of the character I have evolved with over the years that tells me if you are doing anything at all, do it like your life depends on it. So sometimes I can come across as being too serious. Sometimes I can come across as being too diligent. Sometimes I can come across as being too fixated on finishing and perfection. I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but I think that I'm particular about delivering service the best way I possibly can. It's a character. So if you find yourself starting something and not finishing, it's a character. If you find yourself starting and finishing but not finishing like it's a global product or global service, it's a character. There is a religion in India. They say that when the business owners in that religion, when they produce anything, they take it to their God. And if they cannot feel convinced that they can serve their God what they have produced, they will not sell it to the market, because they believe that their work is their worship. And if they cannot serve their God what they've produced, they cannot serve man what they've produced. It's a character. So if you have been deceiving customers, it's a character. If you have been ripping off customers, it's a character. If you have been putting up a facade, frontal, you are being one brand, behind the scene, you are something else, it's a character. So it's not about coming first, it's about the character that is built in the things that we do. We need to show that we are evolving over time. And our character is that of excellence, of integrity, which means we do what we say. And when we cannot meet what we say, we honestly acknowledge the mistakes and correct it. That is integrity. Truthfulness. Care for the customer. I told you this week is called the week of kindness. Being kind. And being kind also involves that when I'm serving the customer, behind my mind, I'm careful to know, is the customer enjoying this service, or am I forcing it down their throat? It's very, very important. Very important. So it's very important to think about it. Ada Ife is saying, how can one develop it, especially if you're on your own? Well, the thing is, Ada, what you cannot do when you are alone, you cannot do successfully, you cannot sustain successfully in public. The character you are not when you are alone, you cannot sustain in public, because one day you will be exposed. So you need to sit down and write a list. What do I want to represent to myself? I will always say this: whatever method you choose in life and business, first beneficiary is you. If anything I do does not personally satisfy my conscience, I will not do it. And if I do it and I remember that it is not supposed to be done, I will acknowledge that I was wrong and I will fix it. That for me is character. Very, very important. So, I hope this diary has made sense to you. This is episode 198 and it's a beautiful morning. I want to beg you. My summit is holding on the 2nd of November and I would love for you to share a word. You can, on my behalf, do a video, a short video to your audience. You can share my posts. You can register yourself. I wish you will come to my summit. If you are watching this diary and you're now attending the BSG summit on November 2nd, you're on a long thing, but I'd love for you to come. Thank you so much for watching episode 198 of Diary of a Coach. I love you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, it's the week of kindness. Be kind to everyone you meet this week, and kindness will not depart from your bosom. Amen. Thank you guys, and bye.